Hello, hello. All right. How about this? Mm. All right. Next stream, I'm only gonna be streaming for a couple hours. I'm gonna be stopping around 7 o'clock. So, uh, this next week, I plan on. I might do more streams. I might want to stream some Marvel Rivals, or I just might do another stream to continue KATAWA SHOUJO tonight. But I think I don't want more than 3 streams in a row with each game. I want to go ahead and yeah. I don't have any videos in the works right now, but I am getting some stuff prepped. And probably my next video series I want to work on is gonna be Girls in Panzer. I just gotta wait for my sister to send me back the Blu-ray copy. I gotta make sure to talk with her. But like I had said yesterday, I've got some of the series I'll probably watch. Heck, I might go with another Studio Ghibli review. I actually haven't done one of those in a while, so I might do one of those for my next review. I think that'll be fun. I've still got to catch up on some anime that I've been currently watching, some other stuff to see what I want to review. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into KATAWA SHOUJO, shall we? Let's see. Load. Alright, let me finish eating this bar first. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry about that. Alright. The morning sunlight streams through my window, wakes me up instead of my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly designed to decided to give me the weekends off from our morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I lever myself out of bed. Alright, this running has really taken it out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It's gotten a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. I suppose there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's harder to stop routine when there's no other person. Oh, excuse me. Frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes and I'd feel terrible about myself. Which reminds me, excuse me. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today? Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are. Right. Oh, it's puppy dog guys again. Of course I'm going. Oh, you're right. Exactly, so don't forget, okay? Crap, Emmy's track meet. I better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she's the only reason I'm even considering going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going. And so I soon find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that, there can be two schools with a bunch of defective kids as well. You stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which is, in most causes, would be a bad thing, but in this cause, it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn there's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problems instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. And that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a better sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I've got a chance of being alive through college, but there it is. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musings by my appearance of Rin near the entrance of the bleachers. You came? Of course I said I would, didn't I? That doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't. Ren shrugs, seemingly bored with her conversation. She turns on her heel and heads back towards the stands. I owe Emmy money now. Why's that? I didn't think you'd show up. Emmy did. So I owe her 500 yen. You do bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from an armless companion. I don't think so. We entered the bleachers and Rin nods upwards. Up there. I came out to see if you'd come. For the bet, I presume. Rin leads the way, and soon we settled down on an almost empty bench. There's an older woman sitting next to Ren, someone's mother, I assume. She got rather long hair done up in a braid. Oh, seeing Ren, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you'd want to get a snack, not a boy. Huh? A snack? I wonder why I was down there. The woman laughs again. Wait to see. That seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Miyuko Ibaraki, Emi's mother. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, and better endowed Emi. Apart from her hair being darker shade than Emi's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hiso Nakai. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing... Sorry, and really you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Ms. Abarzaki. That's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? Another laugh from Emi's mother. I take it you've known Rin for a long time, then? I bet it's not to expect her to remember something like that. She got other things to talk about, I assume? Rin nods, seemingly pleased by this assessment. She's right. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, it's really up to us to make introductions and the like. For lack any better response, I nod. Miss Abarzaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, how long have you and Ren been dating? My response consists of silence as Moraine suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin out of hasty pump, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again. Ah, you're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. Maybe. So this must be new romance then, mustn't it? Wait, that's not the question that I... Another laugh. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry, forgive an old woman her amusements. Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emmy gets her useful features from her mother. I suppose I can't let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. I direct my attention to the track where they're preparing for the first sprint. It looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling with an almost cocky look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. Emmy explodes off the block. Disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing, even as the other sprinters converge on the lines closest to the inside, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up. Their efforts come to naught, though, since a final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least half a second behind. Miss Abrazaki whoops up and shouts, applying widely, and Journey looks away like another parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds on the track, looking pleased with herself, and cheering right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. Of course it's Misha. I think she's gotten faster since the last time. That was incredible. Miss Abrazaki grins proudly. Emmy's heck of a runner. We fell silent as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy straddling out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emmy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. Sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it. From the look of things, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'd never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and once again, Emmy flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Rin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. And Emmy's mother cheers again, and I assume that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot? Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers. Oh. You seem pretty into this stuff, I'm surprised. Rin looks at me quizzingly. Why wouldn't I be? No reason, I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you. I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting. But I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmys very often. But here you can see. Excuse me. She directs my attention towards the track again where the 100-meter dash is about to start. Excuse me. Man, I am burping quite a bit. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets into the starter racks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage, like she was always moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds, I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. The conquering general returning to his farm. Amazing. She's really amazing. I never seen anyone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side. At the mention of Emmy's father, Miss Berzaki looks wistfully, almost sad. He got her into running, you know? Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. But after the look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask. Where is her father now, if I might ask? Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude. He isn't around anymore. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising, considering they were very close. I see. A beeping noise suddenly emits from Miss Aberzaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages. What is he, 16? Oh, nothing. I've got to go meet up with a friend of mine. Well, you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight. Of course. I'll admit that I zone out for a while. I almost don't notice that the relay's about to begin, but when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought Emmy would be running the relay. She runs anchor. She won't be running for a while yet. Ah. Did you see it? Emmy at her Emmyest. Maybe. Maybe next. Maybe this time. Race begins, and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting into the track to take the final handoff. And then once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It is really beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmyest, I suppose. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's a definite stumble. Bryn inhales sharply and actually looks concerned for a second. Emmy, did she hurt herself, do you think? You noticed it too. It must be bad. She frowns as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome and she shrugs again. Well, let's go down. Gotta find the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch. That's not going to be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all, but whatever. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Oh yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Then again, I'm not sure that Red would do such a thing even if she had arms. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself or emote beyond her shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy who looks up and grins happily at me, or us. Hey, you showed up. Guess Rin owes me money, huh? We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but he so didn't find one. Hey, neither did you. It wasn't my job to look. When did we assign jobs? When I said see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up. I shrug, guess friends rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Rin and me. It's okay, I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow. Sure. Good, so how'd I look? I stopped myself from blurring out beautiful or amazing and settle for substantially safer, very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with this assignment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her legs. I figured she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her efforts somehow. Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess I did fine, huh? Actually, I noticed. Rin kicks me and keeps me from finishing my sentence. What was all that about? He noticed it at the he noticed it at the end. That's no good. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later. That's a carelessness in her voice, as if it isn't a big deal, but I suddenly notice a slight twitch on her smile. Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I notice her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must have noticed my concern because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder. Hey, you look a little worried. I'm fine, really. Just sore from all the running is all. And come on, a little pain isn't going to stop me. Oh no. Emmy grins, and for a moment she looks like Emmy grins, and for a moment she looks like she did during her sprint, fierce and unconquerable. Or to put it another way, very beautiful. Hasn't yet. Well then I guess I shouldn't worry, huh? Damn right, I'm Emmy Ibarazaki, fastest thing on no legs, and I don't stop for anything. Impressive. Emmy giggles and then she seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, Rin and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since the track meet was on Sunday, I've got homework and class and all this stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course. Right, of course. Alright, your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. She used to be my dad who showed up to meets, but mom's done a pretty good job of taking over. She shivered slightly and realized she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow in. I'm not cold at all, and I get my jacket. I'm not cold at all, and I got my jacket with me, so without a word, I threw it around her shoulders. Emmy jumps slightly and then grins at me. Hey, thanks. It's getting a little cold, I guess. Yeah, it looked like it. Just as I begin to wonder whether or not giving Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way, a boy in the track uniform approaches. Hey, Emmy, you're going to miss the medal ceremony. Oh yeah, thanks. She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late. So, morning run tomorrow, don't forget. How could I? Good point. I mean, spending time with me after all. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as a medal these days. Ren and I head away from the track, Ren remaining deep in thought, deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the week, most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up. We're probably not getting that coat back, I think. I'm sure I'll get it back eventually. Interesting take it as it comes, huh? Very Emmy-ish. With this old statement, she turns and heads into the building. Honestly, was it that big a deal? Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her situation to at least one of those problems seems like an obvious reaction. Though I guess there's a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Ren has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warm lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd, I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing. Okay, that was quick. I will be right back. I need to take a leak. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You take it easy for a few days. The words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days. I knew I should have kept quiet. Keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course, I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing off. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired, so I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a few seconds when I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I kept running and finished just fine, so it really couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do I feel like I need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? really comes down to me being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seems concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. So I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try harder. You can't afford to figure your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. Now, where have I heard that before? Ha! She's rubbing off for you, I guess. His expression changes again. He's back in serious mode. I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. Excuse me. I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right, I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible. So a situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you're starting to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, huh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I'm feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's very impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was he, so I watched her. First couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. And honestly, I've forgotten all about that, and that I still haven't gotten it back. Nurse gets a smile to me and feels like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. I know she appreciates you running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep to a schedule, but an extra person, but I didn't think that it was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor, helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh ho, you'd love to know, wouldn't you? He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is you're helping her even if you don't know you are. So she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot, but she and I have known each other for long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit I have no idea what she's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking like a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercises. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. and take your damn medicine. I laughed as I exited the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Whoops, sorry about that. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Did you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down, but how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I gave her a hug. Emmy tensed up slightly as I put her head and hope she didn't matter. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I feel Emmy's body relaxes, continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat or some adrenaline should smell. It's the scent of activity. And a hint of strawberries from her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it, it's not your fault. You sure? Her voice muffled mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down. I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head. Thank goodness. You really had me worried there. Emmy, you're going to come in here anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry, I was interrupting. The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and Hiso? Mm-hmm. Take your damn medicine. The last phrase is punctuated by a punch on the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. The nurse smiles again, like he's in on some joke I don't know about, and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head now are any indication. She was really soft. My pillows are waiting for me, and when I make it to my room, excuse me, I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up. Hold on. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up, or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact same time of day doesn't factor into it at all. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweet just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. Okay, this part was quicker than expected. Okay. Strange that it feels so natural to me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing that at my old school. In these days, I like to eat alone. No, that's not quite true, though. I like to sit alone. I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they're both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel close to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue and hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm as I sit down to wait for my friends. I close my eyes and I enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. He's gonna get bonked on the head, isn't he? Voices intrude upon my edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, friend. Maybe he's faking it to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Huh? Wait. Huh? What? Amy looms over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently. Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs her twin tails, bouncing with the motion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I swear Ren did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversations that Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing at Emmy whenever she speaks. Notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps the first time, how she laughs when her whole body rocks back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those what do you want to do after high school things. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow. What are you going to put down? It's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I get there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on the day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I always like having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I always kind of assume I'd figure it out in college or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you? She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish, high, and giggly, like a well-pardoned cliche, like a babbling brook. It babbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up to her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salary idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that's these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins. It's a pretty good idea, Hiso. Just write it down. Pirate. am momentarily stunned and I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to grasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock and offended. Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I kind of figured. Even Ren seems amused by this. Just you wait, I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering down the rooftop, shouting orders. The army hardies, give me the broadside with long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters. Do you even know what that means? Rin's unexpected interpretation stops Emmy in her tracks. Not really. But it's all in the delivery. Ringing a bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy. Emmy dashes off, immediately leaving Ren and myself alone on the rooftop. Ren stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Ren considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why the staring then? Excuse me. Rin shakes her head again. Oh, I don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Ren we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, and she doesn't say anything. No, really, I wasn't distracted. I was just distracted, at all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Susan and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Susan A looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any moment. Minute. Up on the roof again, Hee-chan. You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know? Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially. But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are too cute together. She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan. Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep. And aside that, Hee-chan, we're looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for morning exercise or here in class bright and early. Unlike you, Susie looks peeved and beaten later, so does Misha, or she tries to at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am. So, what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me in to do their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan. Mo too, entering the room, ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or the other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean you two seem to... Was Emmy staring at something? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when I did start having hopes up like that anyway, I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Motel really piled on the homework today. Before I can open my door, however, I'm suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They've got to stop. What? You're running around on rooftop with the limitless wonders. They're women, man. You'll get yourself killed running around like that. I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before he could understand as attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if we're going to kill someone, I do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. What? And if I thought of it, you can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500. What? I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised. I'm sure you know. So I need to stack up on something canned. Got it? But I do that. I need 500 yen. And since I just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make it if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who needs it and thanks, dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind. As I close the door, my heel tips against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly cut rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned handwritten paper letter. Who's bothering doing something like this day and age? Anyway, yet unlikely as the prospect of receiving what sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest as I sit down on my desk to examine it properly. It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it feels special. It feels special even if it wasn't something rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of sender who written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I expect to want to write me a letter. Last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward, embarrassing so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye, and when she closed the door, it might have been natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty, I didn't want to say something that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for the heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that. If it hadn't been that, then sooner or later, something else would have made her heart give out. Yet she looked so helplessly sad every time she opened the door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say in the end. That might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letters from within. Dear Hiso, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of your second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to the class as well. The mood among third yearers seems very anxious about the final exams. Even though they are so far away, the teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher. This year, would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit, I am somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seemed so young and somehow really innocent. I keep my wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for a while, first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt like there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person and have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I had quite enough of it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. I crumpled up the sheet of paper and tossed it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for banning me, except I don't know that I really needed anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here and now I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't thought about the hospital in feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now about the homework. Okay, that was a short. I like these transitions. Oh, jeez. Okay. So what's the plan for today? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Rin's rooms. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense, and I've no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise. Picnic. That's what I said. Sounds pretty exciting. Excuse me. I know, right? Rin chose this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. Actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There is a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, you sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Rin's room into the hallway looking shocked that I'd even suggested canceling our plans. Of course. What the threat of rain's supposed to stop me? I can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or at least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Rin wanders off into the hallway looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go? I'm ready. Rin nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket in Emmy's room, you should carry it. Emmy claps a hand to her mouth, embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Rin. Emmy darts into her room and emerges with what it looks like a very well-stacked picnic basket. And she hands it over to me. I note that it feels heavy enough to be one too. Good lord, how much food did she pack? More to the point, where'd she get the money for all of this? So are we set to head out? Yep. Raiden gives another nod and we head out of the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gotten in 10 minutes I was inside. Still, Emmy does not seem concerned by such a petty concerns as the color of the sky. Oh, hey, Six. Still, Emmy does not seem concerned by such petty concerns as the color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Well, that'd be pretty easy for Emmy to do because she's got springs for feet. Which reminds me, where are we going? This brings Emmy up. This brings Emmy up short as she shoots me an embarrassed look. You know, I hadn't really thought of that. Of course, Emmy wouldn't have thought of that. I would. No, actually, I think Ren's. No, I don't think. I would think if that would come from both of them, of course. What do you think, Hiso? Well, there's a spot where we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. Because of course she did. There's a park in town near the art shop. Great idea, Rin. I totally forgot about that place. Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Ren? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely. Good enough for me. Oh, looks like they're flying at the seat of their pants. Well, Rin's pants anyway. Emmy can't. The only thing Emmy can really wear are shorts, but she mainly wears skirts. Lead on, Ren. The three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. This basket is a bit heavy. I hope the park is close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops. You want to go in, Rin? Rin shrugs. Nothing I need. Are you sure? There's a slightest fuller smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this at least I'm pretty sure. Nice of you to offer. Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. He's just the only other one that can carry the basket. Rin could carry it, but she would be looking like a crane the whole time. Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flexed for emphasis. Emmy stifles short laugh by pointing out to the park in which we suddenly arrive. Oh, I remember this place. I ran into here that one time, didn't I, Ren? Rin's eyebrows raises slightly. Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other. Memory's a tricky thing, you know. Well, we made it in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy or Rin seem to mind. We find a spot to sit on in the heavy load pause. That is true. We find a spot to sit. Heavy load is crazy. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm just noticing it now. That basket is not big enough. Oh my word. Well, this was a independently made, so there are going to be little inconsistencies here and there. We find a spot to sit on the grass, and I see the basket down gratefully. I'm surprised they did not bring a blanket. And is that... Okay, Emmy must have some regular prosthetics on or something. There's a surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we were supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something. I'm starving. Dig in. She attacks the food as if she has had nothing to eat for years. Well, Emmy runs a lot, so that totally makes sense for her. I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on back of my head. Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Emmy glares at the sky as if that alone will hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare. It better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop this raining right this instant. Sky doesn't seem too inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in detest as this turn of events. Regrettable. What do you mean? Rin shrugs. I could paint this if I were out. I could paint this if I weren't out here. Shame to miss it all. She doesn't seem angry or annoyed about it, just a little disappointed. Yeah, that's regular. Yeah, Rin can be rather indifferent to situations that were. I think that's the reason why she's one of my favorite characters in here so far. That reminds me so much of myself. Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment. Are they not going to get out of the rain? Guess we should have stopped in at the art supply store after all, huh? The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I brought my umbrella. Hey, we should probably head inside to keep dry. We're already pretty wet, Hiso. Yeah, but we can dry off this way. We can't dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her just wants to stay out in the rain just despite the weather. Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do. I suppose you're right. Where could we go? I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself. The surrounding town remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph. That's it. There's a tea shop nearby. You could have some tea and dry out, no problem. That sounds like a bad idea. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Great, you know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident. Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right? You guys are getting soaked to get out of the rain. Well, I think as long as we get out of here, the rain will be happy. Picnic basket a little lighter now at least. Lead on. Rin and I follow Emmy as she waves through the streets with something approaching confidence. Now, a left here. There, the Shanghai. Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. It seems fairly crowded inside, a symptom of the sudden rain, I'm sure. Welcome, Ken. Yuko, what? I'm surprised to find out that our waitress is none other than Yuko. She sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? Guess that must be it. I was not expecting to see Yuko here. Oh, it's you. Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered. Hey, Yuko. Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here too. Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here. We met at your other job at the Yamuku Library, remember? Our eyes widened in memory. Yeah, that's right. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should remember the customer's face. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows and narrowly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Whoa, hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's all right. No, the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little bit. Do you really think so? Yeah, I'm sure, positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy has been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement. Of course, Emmy would find that amusing. Yep, it sure is. Well, okay. So Yuko, got room for us? So Yuko, got room to seat us? Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some small towels before taking our order. What will you have? Cake and some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me. Yuko looks uncomfortable and the thought of surprising anyone with what... But she gives a nod and turns to Ren. And for you? I'll take a straw. My feet are all I need. My feet are all wet. Sorry. The drinking kind of straw one, please. Yuko, obviously uncertain of what to think about this, she fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction. And you, sir? Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake. Oh, come on, Hiso, don't let me be the only one with food. I feel like a pig. Just try eating healthy. Your orders, after all. Well, today is your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow. Oh, my word. Well, then I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind. What kind? I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprise me. Yuko sighs and nods. Very well, your order will be out soon. Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly. Thanks, Yuko. Yuko nods in appreciation. This is a different guy than usual. This is a different guy than usual, isn't it? What different guy? Emmy just notices my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed. What? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend Hiso. We met. Huh, small world. Well, let me know if you need anything. With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving to me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? I guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So, who's the other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else. It's just a track team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So if we have anything to discuss, I tag along. Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Oh, I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So, it's a secret lover. I knew it! Rin watches our play, seeming mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Of course Rin is going to be amused. Yeah, anyway. What? Huh? Rin jerked back from wherever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What did you just say? Huh? No, before that. No idea. Oh well. Okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that me seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Conversation dies down a bit as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good. Emmy seems to think so too, and she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bite. Thief? Okay. This reminds me of that scene from K-On! I think it was the first season of K-On! Where... Oh gosh, what's her name? Mia, where Mio gets her strawberry on top of her cake stolen. Okay, this is gonna drive me nuts. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I found out the name. That whole scene there reminds me of in K-On! when Mugi decides to try to... Okay, Mugi wants to feel normal because Mugi's the rich girl of the... Yes, Mugi is the rich kid of the group and she just wants to fit in. Yes, I am now awake. So in order to get whacked from Mio on the head, Mugi decides to steal Mio's strawberry and top it, just eats it, and everyone is just standing there and staring at her because no one would have expected Mugi to actually do that. So instead of whacking Mugi, Mio whacks Ritsu on the head. That's where it reminds me from. I'm guessing that the guys who wrote this have watched K-On!, which I own the entire series of K-On!. It's definitely worth a watch if you have not watched it. 6. Pirate, there's a difference. We're not on water. Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries. Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to add. Seeing how you've already done it once and all. Emmy is one of those ones that is just too cute to not get away with things, and she knows it. It's raspberry and pretty good. The reins light up. It would appear that Rin is correct. Good thing too, I finished my food and it looks like Emmy has as well. Well, we better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly. So, do you want to return to the park? My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's probably going to rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops. You might be right. Well, okay. I'll let you off the hook this time. But you owe me a picnic now. Got it? I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or both of us. Fine. Now hurry up. I wanted to get some laps in at the track, and it would be nice to do it without the rain. I thought this was your day off. Well, Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself. Okay, that's weird. I need to practice. I need to burn off that cake anyway. It's just cake, Emmy. You'll be fine. Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure it wasn't that much cake? Yes, my thought exactly. No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it. That's right, she did, but still, it can't. Slices of cake are not that, well, depends upon the size of the cake and whether it's double or triple, but normally they only sell single slice cake, and then I'm getting off track. She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Offer to run with Emmy or keep quiet. Okay, this, I'm guessing, is a rather important decision I'm going to make. You know what? I'm curious on what is going on. So, hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head apathetically. No, you won't, Hiso. Rest is crucial for you, remember? I won't allow you to push yourself too hard. I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. I think it's probably best not to press the issue. That is such a... Well, Rin is a weird person, so... As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly. Aw, man. Stupid rain. Hey, it'll let up soon. You can go running then. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused. Like I'm not going to run in the rain. Emmy, you're gonna get sick. Well, you shouldn't. You could catch a cold. Emmy waves her hand airily. Ridiculous. I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that. I can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof. Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs a basket from me and shoots through the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn it, it's wet out here. Need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. And soon in front of my door, I'm intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji. Of course. Who appears to be carrying a stack of books. Okay. Hey man, give me a hand, would you? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. The perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just to plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they have to stab me. Oh my gosh. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elect to remain comfortably in the dark. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these books back from the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Ren. Kenny staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog if he had a dog. Oh, the limbless ladies again. Oh, what'd you do this time? Well, we wound up in we wound up at the Shanghai. I'm prevented from continuing as an exclamation of despair. The Shanghai! Why the Shanghai? No, man. You can't just go to the damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know, I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lure you to false sense of security, and then BAM! He hits the door for emphasis. Wallet's gone, bus pass is gone, identity effing gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again. He seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you I've gone there again. It seems mostly my bispectral companion. Good. Sorry to come in so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it. Yeah, well, I need to get changed and do homework, so I'll see you later. Huh? Oh, sure, whatever. I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You better take these. I get a glimpse of one of the tiles, something about cryptography. Geography. What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in gratefully to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seemed so adamant about doing the rain run alone. I can't help but wonder if her leg's still bothering her. Oh, I hope she's not doing something stupid. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute, but there was something else there too. Sort of unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. Alright, I'm going to be right back. I need to take a leak. Alright, I'm back. The sound of my alarm brings me out of my dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. I'm a little bleary-eyed and feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. Excuse me. I glance at my reveals that I was right. I'm in fact running a little late. The thing is, there's no Emmy. That's odd. She should be here. She definitely should be here. I mean, I was late. I guess I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crossed my mind that it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyway? It seems likely Emmy's a lot of things, but cautious isn't one of them. She's probably figured the rain wouldn't stop, and that's why she was so adamant about running alone. So I would have gladly run with her if it was in the rain. Heck, if anything would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad, that would have been why she didn't want me along, of course. Even so, I couldn't help wanting to know where she is. Well, nothing for it. I'd better stretch and run. Hope that Emmy shows up with a little grin and an excuse. Still no Emmy. On my cooldown lap, I'm forced to admit that Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me, while at the same time I wonder just how I am so worried over here. They've run help to take my mind off of her for a little while, but now that I'm finished, I'm back to worrying. It was weird not having her here. Downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns on me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. Probably more to do with Emmy now that I think of it. It's one of those things that are completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. She really is someone I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world-shaking. All the same, I find myself feeling slightly shocked. When did this happen? Well, no time to think about this, though. I want to ponder this new development. I have a greater desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse when I stop in to see him. Well, you seem to be in good shape, Hiso. That's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual. Except instead of leaving, I ask a question. Hey, where is Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? Well, I try valiantly concealing the anxiety in my voice. The nurse's expression suggests that I failed miserably. You mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. What, sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. I believe she planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you. She asked me to tell you. Oh, shoot. The nurse gives me a sheepish smile that seems at least partially sincere. I told her I'd stop by the track to let you know in case she forgot to. Sorry about that. But we don't need to tell Emmy I forgot, right? I returned the nurse's smile and devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save it whenever I need a favor from you. The nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know, I've got tons of blackmail on you that you're not even aware of. That's kind of terrifying, having the local nurse have blackmail on you that you don't even know about. So don't push your luck, okay? My expression earns another laugh from the nurse. I'm just kidding, Hiso. But seriously, don't tell Emmy I forgot, okay? Your secret is safe with me. Oh, good. Now go on, get out of here. Wait, I've got one more question. Shoot. Is she going to be okay? Oh yeah, definitely. Her fever was high, but it was already starting to go down by the time she came by my office. I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by the evening no matter what I tell her. Maybe I should visit her after class. It takes me a second to realize I've spoken out loud. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, it might not be a bad idea. You could let me know if she's taken a turn for the worse, I guess. But no funny business, you got it? I know what meds you're on after. Oh my lord. I think that's a threat against my life, but I'm not sure. Either way, I'm sure the nurse that my I assure the nurse that my intentions are chaste and exit the office. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. The lunch bell rings and I find myself disinclined to make my way up to the roof. After all, I'm betting Ren knows where Emmy is, and if that's the case, I doubt she's bothered going up there. More to the point, I doubt we'd have any sort of scintillating conversation if she did. Chances are she'd prefer to be alone up there anyway, so I don't accidentally ruin her train of thought or something. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria either. Guess I'll go to the library instead. I need a new book to read anyway. Having finished my other one yesterday before bed, maybe I can find more by the same author. I'm guessing he's gonna run into Hanako again. I love libraries. They smell like dust and paper and ink. Yeah, they're all books. All these stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place makes the air come alive with potential. I'm not sure how to navigate Yamaku's library yet, but having mostly stuck to the books and brought with me, so I searched the library again. I searched for the librarian to ask for help. I suppose she's not. Can't believe it. Yuko, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerges from one of the aisles. Excuse me. Oh, can I help you? Actually, I was looking for a book. So am I. Advanced cryptography, we just got it in, and now it's gone missing. I really wanted to read that one. Cryptography? Yeah, that is this guy I knew, not sure how to describe it, skip to the end. He got me interested in cryptography only now the book's gone, and I think it's been stolen. Sounds pretty terrible. Yeah, especially because now I have to search the whole library for it. Even though it's probably not even here. You seem busy. A little. She dashes off down another aisle and I resign myself to finding my own damn book. Plenty of choices. Oh, come on. How did I get lost? These aren't even printed books. They're all in Braille. I guess that makes sense in a school like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying. I'm sorry. Is someone there? Lilting voice drifts from behind one of the cubicles set up for research. Ah, there's Lily. As I approach, I see that Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping about the aisles. Oh no, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make such noise. My, is that you, Hiso? I've not heard from you in quite some time. I was beginning to think you've forgotten all about me. Sorry. Lily laughs in that refined manner of hers and shakes her head. I'm only teasing you, Hiso. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emmy and Brazaki and lunch on the rooftop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Guess word gets around pretty quickly. That and I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. You three are always up there, claiming the spot for yourselves. She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. Sorry, we could eat lunch somewhere else if it's a real problem. Oh no, I wouldn't worry about it. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch too. Such as read in the library, as you can see. Oh, Hanako is here too? I didn't see her. Lily smiles a bit enigmatically. Oh, she's around somewhere. But I'm surprised, Hiso, you're in here instead of up there. What brings you to the library? Well, Emmy's ill, so there's no lunch on the rooftop to keep me occupied. Lily raises an eyebrow at my statement before giving her another chuckle. My poor Rin must feel left out. It's not like that. Ah, but I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It is a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Will she be okay? Somehow I get the feeling that Lily's just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyway. The nurse thinks so. I'm gonna be swing by to see how she's doing after school myself. Another raise an eyebrow. My, what a noble gentleman you are, Hiso. It's nothing really, just checking up on a friend after all. Oh, so it's just friends, is it? How disappointing. I blush, glad that Lily can't see it. But somehow she knows that I've been flushed by her comment anyway and laughs. I'm sorry, Hiso, I'm teasing you again. Please do tell Emmy that I hope she feels better, won't you? I glance at my watch, reveals that I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Hey, I've got to find a book before lunch is over and I'd better get moving. See you later. That was probably not the best phrase to use. Lily, however, takes my graph in stride. Until we meet again, Hiso. I never do find the book I was looking for, but I walk out with something else instead. My stomach growls slightly, letting me know that I should have had something for lunch. Oh well. I'll grab something before I visit Emmy later. It seems if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Class feels like it drags on for ages. I suspect that my being consumed with worry probably has something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings and I dash out of class, drawing a few raised eyebrows, I'm sure. I have spent the majority of the day fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy is perfectly okay, I want to see for myself. Excuse me. It doesn't take... That is such an odd hallway. All those doors except for one have... Oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called, but they don't make them anymore. And then one of them close has a massive shelf with some crown and bed molding. Interesting choice. Sorry, it's just... Oh, no, wait a minute. Or is that a light? Yeah, that's a light. Okay. I just saw the... I just saw the wire right there. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I hate to wake her up, especially if she's still feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, then it could throw off her sleeping schedule. Best rest is important if you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door looking like an idiot. Then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Thank you for your concern, but I really am okay. Is she talking to me? I'll see you in practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, clearly she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. So why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Granted, I still haven't really had time to figure out with this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings, a mere friendship. But I could take that step. Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? What if she's not dressed yet? The image that flashes there in my mind caused my heart to skip a beat, literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again. Not if I want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realized I'm still standing halfway looking like an idiot. Emmy's still seems to be in the middle of conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully, she won't mind the interruption. You were to come in. The door's unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Emmy sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from the day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folding from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs, terminating in stumps just below her knees. But as odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. It seems that Emmy had finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her and is now watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes asleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is one of the surprising wide-eyed yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin that, for a brief moment, seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me in. I can do nothing but remain in a state fluctuating between fear and confusion and not a little bit of lust. Oh boy. Emmy honestly sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it on the back into place before addressing me. You seem a bit caught off guard, Hiso. A wave of laughter erupts from her. I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I've just never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so, sorry. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movement of her shirt, very nearly losing myself. I was wondering what your reaction would be. Nurse called and told me you were going to stop by, you see. And you know you haven't seen me, well, without legs. A response in a total casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on. I didn't notice. This is almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. I'm trying to be suave or something, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head. Ass. Deftly catch the pillow and then take careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot, shifting to her shirt, distracting me enough so that the next pillow hits me right between the eyes. Oof. I retaliate, of course. And once I retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to have far better aim than me as well, it was just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicidal charge. Gotcha. Eep. And once the charge was accomplished, well, of course, I'd have to wrest the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course, we wind up in this sort of position. And so I find myself staring down at her from my position on top of her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty from our tussle. Her chest heaving up and down, sucking in air. The smell of a bit over my brain that is not currently enraptured by the sight and smell of her observes that she must still be ill because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long because everything's go fuzzy, everything that isn't her anyway. Her eyes meet mine and deep inside them I almost catch a glimpse of what fear, longing, hope. Emmy? A cough suddenly convulses her and almost stumbly to my haste get off to apologize for everything. Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So, what brings you here? She's still breathing hard and causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you were doing. Wham. This earns me another shove and very nearly fell off the bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they are before. Consumed with worry, were you? Her tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead, dramatically grin, still apparent from the underneath. What time is it? Okay. Couldn't bear the thought of me leaving me lying deathly ill. As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss. Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Hiso. So, how was your day then, huh? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also, to let me know it was okay to skip practice. Ah, good, at least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although I can't help but think that it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Emmy shrugs. It's his job. Part of being captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yep, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how was your day? Kind of uneventful, you know? I went and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. I meandered through the day events, none of which are practically engrossing. That's when I distracted by my arm finding its way across my wrist. It seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I drew her blanket to cover us. She rolled over on the side and had one leg through over my legs and effectively trapping me. Hey! It seems a shame to wake her up, but I have things to do. Gently shake her, but in response she only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body being steady and both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least I hope they've gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dreams, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. Feels like my heart is about to break. I instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in this situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Dad? There's more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit upright and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Hey, you okay? What a silly question. What? Huh? What? Hiso. She shakes her head as if clear it and quickly wipes her eye. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me cautiously, as unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. No, I don't remember much of it. I'm pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns towards, looking a little sheepish. Sorry for falling asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soon as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill. Yeah, I guess that's cold medicine just made me a little drowsy. I guess so. Emmy doesn't strike me as the sort of person who falls asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives a half smile at my response, and then just like that, she's back to her old self. Emmy, well prepared yourself for tomorrow morning, Hiso? Well, we'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuses. Oh, fine, I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I better get going, especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. I hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Hiso. I pivot neatly on heel and face Emmy. She opens her mouth to say something, and then in another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again. Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin. Now that's surprising. I would figure that Emmy would have had people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought, always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again. And thanks for staying around after a look of pain fits across her face. You know. It helped. She brightens up and waves cheerfully at me. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. I'm just about to exit the door, then something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy. Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider. Sure thing, Hiso. See you in the morning. I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I wanted to turn around and march back down the hallway, open the door, and tell her. Though I love her, tell her I think she's beautiful, tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, to hold her close as she falls back asleep. How many nights has she woken up like that? Only to find that nobody's there. I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worry. Worry perhaps that I'd overstep my bounds. And now, to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself has an interest in someone else. This track captain of hers, who seems so interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but that doesn't change the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. I need to take my mind off this whole situation. I've got homework to do. Maybe that will distract me. Alright, next. Onward. What time is it? No, I can. I think I'll go to the next KATAWA SHOUJO thing. I was planning on stopping the stream around 7, and there's like a little over an hour left. So a night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon me. The memory of how Emmy felt against me, the memory of of our wrestling match, and most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. Excuse me. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water, awake but still worried. What will happen today? Well, will things just go back to normal? End of the episode, back to status quo. There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting diversely. I'm just joking for an excuse, a reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I've even seen 2 days of them together outside of track practice. And clearly he's never visited me. Said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I ought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do. I think, hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because this track captain, it's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify their relationship? Sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Redwood would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something, and then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? I can shake him off, just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course. That's settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. There's no signs of Emmy when I arrive on the track. Is she still too ill? I decided to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she's still ill, and she was still ill yesterday. If she takes a while to show up, shouldn't be. If it takes a while to show up, shouldn't be surprising. Still, I hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if? You're early again, Hisa. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask, sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us, at least not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her pause. After a short moment, what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I've been ready. I was born ready. Emmy laughs at my bravado and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hiso. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool down nap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's lying across one of the bleachers looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort and sits up. Bah, I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know? A good run always gets the kinks out, you know? Clears the mind, too. Oh? Emmy nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare, maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted to. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. Yeah, you have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind then? Emmy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I opened my mouth to ask if yesterday was responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking warily at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear you. We better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time. Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emmy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks down. She looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. And then she's back to being Emmy again. Come on then, Hiso, Raisha. With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey, no fair. I take off after her, knowing I won't catch up to her, but not caring. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I still run after her. Emmy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive. Well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on, Hiso. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raised Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in and whispers to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. Reel back in mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exploration. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you because you're a friend and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if not a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nerd nods, though I noticed she tenses slightly when I mentioned yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain, well, a look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, it's just they seem kind of close, and I was just curious, And I never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good. Now it's really solid. Besides, I think they make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say that with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course, confidentially and all that. Yeah, right. You just holding a secret over my head. That too. Right, get out of here. I'm busy. I'm a busy man, I roll my eyes at his latest statement and head out the door, mentioning to Emmy to go in. The whole time, I tried keeping from doing a celebrity dance. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Because I still don't know how exactly Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that, I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. The puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally, I could count on Ren to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Ren, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Ren to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait till the door opens up before talking. Took you long enough, keeping me waiting for you. Honestly, the two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing at the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused. What do you mean, huh? It's me. Emmy, we run in the mornings. She grins, and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I know that. I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kind of, sort of, gave her my cold. Oh, dear. Am I at risk, too? It would make sense, after all. Emmy and I were in close contact the other day. So, what did she and Ren do that got her ill? Steady on, old lady. Don't get down the road. Ren's just probably got a worse immune system than me. Emmy seems shocked by my comment, like she hasn't considered that before. I hope not. I'll feel terrible if you get ill because of me, so... Oh man, I think I feel a fever coming on. Emmy looks horrified, then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Iso? You stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hiso's immune system? Get your ass in gear. I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emmy steps back and nods satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all. But you missed a morning run. Emmy crosses her arms and looks at me haughty. Yes, but that's a special case. It was me and not you. That's not an explanation at all. Emmy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. I don't see what it has to do with anything. Oh, fine. Emmy seems pleased by her victory. Of course she does. Anyway, is Ren going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emmy shakes her head. Nope, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine that should help her. Although I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She'd done it before, you know. Somehow I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. You should probably check on her later then, just to make sure. Emmy shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is I don't know what else to think about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I get myself to actually form the words. Emmy shakes her head. Nah, not for another couple weeks. I think the season's winding down. Oh yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you mean due on weekends? Is there not a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Amy gets a teasing look on her face. You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you? I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it looks like to be a track star after all. Flattery. She waves a hand idly. I'm not actually that good, you know. You just happen to see me on a good day after all. Of course she would say that. You liar! Hell yeah. Yeah. But humility is a sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say. She shrugs and tries to unsuccessfully hide a rather troubled expression on her face as taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Emmy starts to deny, then signs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she's actually just trusts me at this point to open up. Well, you remember last night? Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however. That's not the first time that happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of... She pauses if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully. Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens. A sigh escapes her and she looks terribly frustrated. I reach over and give her a hug, which, unlike the last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax my arms around her. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You really can't talk to me if stuff like this bother you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know. Emmy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder. Thanks, Shiso. I'll be fine, I think. I can already see her resembling herself, getting ready to ball it all up again. Guess that topic's closed now. So, hey, giving any more thoughts to the career survey? Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I suppose I could at least start looking into college, huh? I shrug. I suppose unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates don't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate... Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Emmy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but that's a new element to her expression. Impish, that's how I describe it. Emmy looked impish, looking up at me with her head nestling onto my shoulder. Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate? Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be a pirate with you? Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure. She giggles again. Notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. Hint of strawberries again. Can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again. Hey, Hiso. If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell is about to ring.
My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. Pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is a strangled, huh? This amuses me even more. You were thinking about it, weren't you? She sits up, bringing her face level with mine. Oh, I'd probably enjoy it, you know? You're a really... Well, she briefly composed herself like she's about to say something important. If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're going to have to do something about that. This time, her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point, I turned towards her, and another pointer arm moved around my neck. Another arm wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely what had happened, because at the moment, there's only one voice at the back of my head yelling me to kiss her. I look into Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on bed, there it is again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. Her lips taste like faintly of strawberries. They leans into the kiss, and I put my arms around her, the back of her head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. There is a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me and her and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entrenched by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about her, but how she tastes and how she smells, how she feels. The ringing bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are slightly flushed as she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Emmy is the first to break the silence. So, when I grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or some, but thought was there, I think. Emmy gives me a playful shove. Yeah, right? You're still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am. I've been kissing. Oh my lord. We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either. That I didn't. See you after practice, Hiso. She leans in quickly, gives me a crisp kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me. Hey, Chun, did you confess on the rooftop? Actually, I think it was the other way around. That sent Misha into a fresh fit of laughter. Unpredictable, isn't it? This being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess so. Before I can really respond, Motu's enters the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I suspect I'll get a lot of the sort of conversation now, especially seeing how Emmy kissed me right in front of the middle of the hall. But somehow I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Okay, Act 3, perspective. Alright, I guess this is as good as any to save it. Okay, return. Alright, let me go ahead and swap menus. Alright, I want to thank to anyone who was here watching me playing the rest of Act 2 of KATAWA SHOUJO. I don't know when I'm going to continue it, but I might continue the next chapter next weekend or sometime this week.
I don't know, but I've been really enjoying the game. But I do need to get back into Marvel Rivals, so I might do a stream. Excuse me. I might do a stream of that. So yeah, I will see you all later on. I need to get to the toilet, and then I've got some stuff that I'm doing with Six afterward. And I do want to work out when we're gonna do another collab next. So I will see you all later. Bye bye.